And you just hear slowly these little pitter-patter as he's walking from the girls' toilets to the boys' toilets.
He realises he's fucked up.
No, I saw so many people lose it. They couldn't laugh loud, but there was
I reckon I was one of them, man. Like, legitimately
everyone freaked out. It was the best part of the test.
It was, man. And he just gets back and you just see it was a face of disappointment on him. He's just walking back. He's like,
Oh, it's the biggest walk of shame. I think I would stay in there till the test is over.
were you in the exam?
Snake shat on me once in school, like when they were showing animals, and I stayed outside. It was so embarrassing. Like this massive python just shat all over me, and it was this white shit. I was so embarrassed. I stayed outside. I missed the whole thing. They brought out fucking spiders, everything. Primary school and high school teachers. Guys, this is Morokaii with two eyes. We're going to be talking about our best and worst teachers, some stories from primary and high school. Everyone's had a weird, funny, great, and terrible teacher.
This is a nice little summary.
Thank you, mate.
That was very well done.
Yeah, practice in my room.
Oh, man, understandable. That's my teacher always said the same thing. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually true, though.
Oh, well and truly.
What is it, 10,000 hours of something to be an expert?
Sure.
You haven't heard that?
No, I've never heard
Yeah,
that.
if you spend 10,000 hours on your craft, that's what makes you an expert. Like, surely there's a few other things here, but most of the time they go, if you spend that amount of time, whether it be something like, I don't know, it could be mathematics, whether it be something sporting-wise, it could be anything. If you spend 10,000 hours, that's a sweet spot.
Beautiful. Oh, I'll take that on board.
Yeah. So, mate, I'm going to talk about, I think I'm going to start off with one of my craziest stories. This guy was in high school, so this was in year 7.
All right, yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll just call him, I think we're just going to have to make up names, eh?
Tony.
Yeah. Mr. Tony. Yeah.
I'll just roll
Tony.
Big Tony.
Hey, Big T. So
T-Town.
I already got told he was weird, and I didn't know too many people there to start with, but it already got spread around the school that this guy was fucking weird. And I think even the teachers knew he was weird. And as I grow up, I sit there and teachers you didn't know how they thought or acted until you started to get in your 20s and you go, oh, I guarantee they talk so much shit about us behind our backs.
Oh, well and truly.
And as a kid, you would think they would never say anything negative.
They wouldn't go out
They
clubbing.
have group chat. Yeah, exactly.
When you really think about it, like knowing that we have mates that are teachers now, it's like, oh, that's kind of fucked. I don't know, man.
So this guy, he was, what happened was we had an English class. And for anyone out there, if you can remember this book, I don't know if it was specific to us, but there was a book called Boy Overboard.
Shout out to that. What a book.
What a book. What a boy.
Yeah.
What an overboard. So this English teacher, he was trying to... Can you explain the book for anyone? Just a brief summary, because I can't. I didn't pay attention in any way.
From memory... This is bad. From memory, I just remember, like, at the start of the book, I think the kid's playing soccer. Where he's from, I think he's third world country. There's, like, mines on, like, the soccer pitch. I think he's, like, puts his foot on the soccer pitch, then he's, like, leg blows off. I don't know. This sounds very far-fetched, and you might be like, that's surely not what happened. But I swear that vaguely happened, and then I think they were trying to get to, say, like, America or like something like that. Like, I think they were trying to, like, flee from their country because of the conditions, and then hence why it's called Boy Overboard. I could be completely wrong.
Better than what I was going to say.
I'd like to think that I'm sort of correct-ish, kind of, maybe.
Was he... I was just going to say some boy from Pakistan who was trying to get over on a boat.
I think it was, like of Middle Eastern descent.
But he was on a boat at some point, wasn't he?
I'm almost, I'm pretty sure, like, to seek refuge, more or less. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the overboard part.
Yeah.
See, this is what they need to put books or subjects that are actually...
Well, just give us good, interesting books.
That's what I mean.
Like,
give us something.
No offense, but like...
we can go on a rant about this. If they somehow made you do an essay on something that was exciting or something that really gripped you, more people would pay attention.
Most definitely.
Oh, but this boy did go through hardships. So
resilience.
In this book, it was about the third world countries and, you know, what they're going through. And to us, we didn't understand it too much. So this English teacher was like, all right, I'm going to show you these real world scenarios. And I will never forget this in my life.
Very full on.
He got the old monitor display up. And what's it called when it shoots off images from the, what's it called? It displays images. It's up on the top of the roof. School teachers. Projector. How the fuck did I forget that one?
Like when you're like doing this, I'm like, does he mean like the cloud? Because man, like it's not the cloud. Like just chillax.
How the fuck did I forget projector?
I got no idea.
Yeah, anyway, he whacked his laptop to the projector, put on what it was on his screen, and
oh, sorry. All right, continue your story. It's just I've got a funny one that's got too involved with the projector. Thank you.
And he typed in rawr.com. It was called Raw. Okay.
Oh, you even remember the website?
It's hard to forget because it was people getting beheaded and shot in the back of the head on ovals and football pitches, and people getting their guts ripped out of them by.
Yeah, wow.
That's
so random that like your teacher just was like, you know what?
I was 12.
If you don't get it, you'll be sure to get it. Like I could not think of anything worse.
Yes.
Than that.
Oh, I will never forget that because he clicked on a couple of videos, and the two he clicked on, because think of it like YouTube, except every thumbnail was someone dead or shot. So it's hard for a 12-year-old to forget about that. Now that I think about it, he really should have got in trouble for that. Like someone should have said something. Someone really should have said something.
He most definitely should have got in trouble for that. You idiot. I think he should have.
Fuck, could you imagine if he did it today?
Oh, mate.
He would be in jail. There would be
well and
Johnny
there's
Depp
no way.
Type trial.
Yeah, there's no way you could get away with that. Speaking of teachers, mate, there's been so many like.
Oh, sorry, real quick. So I just want to say the two videos he showed. The two videos he showed was one where there was 20 people lined up on a football field, and one by one they got shot in the back of the head. And the other one was a dead hanging body that was getting stones thrown at it, and it was already dead.
I'm sorry, but like that is a lot to take in.
I know.
As a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, if you were.
And now that I'm talking about it out loud, it's so weird to think back and not.
No wonder
how
it stuck with you, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's like that sort of shit does stick.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, we'll just keep it on the high school ones. I've had a few. I remember not so much like a bad teacher. Again, it was an English teacher that caught me out. So credit to their English teachers out there, man. They're just skill sets are amazing, especially their ears. Yeah. So
I'll catch you having a wank.
What? Wait, what? I don't know where you're going with it. Definitely not. Definitely not. No, I had English, and as you do, I think it was like the initial first week of year 8.
Yeah. So
you're going through and you're like, oh, which teachers are your favourites? Which ones don't you like? Well, that's what we were saying in my class, my form, whatever. I think we just finished an English class, and I didn't really get along with this English teacher too much. I thought they were just very, like some teachers are too almost too happy.
What are we going to call him, Steve?
It wasn't a he, it was a her. So let's just say Fiona.
Steph? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep. Right. Well, Fiona, I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here.
Yep.
So I was like, saying to a few mates, I was like, I just don't really like Fiona. I don't know, man. I think she's a bitch. I made this comment, by the way. I am towards my lockers. It's end of period 6. About to catch a bus. I'm halfway across the oval.
And what did you say again?
I was like, I just think she's a bit of a bitch. And mind you, I am. I don't know if the camera can see this, but I'm here, and she's like. I didn't even know I thought she was still in the fucking classroom.
On a footy field, do you reckon it'd be maybe 25 metres away, halfway from the 50 line?
Yeah, give or take. Yep. But mate, there's a lot of kids as well. All I hear is, Lee, come here. And I was like, okay, that's a bit random. She's like, why did you just call me a bitch? And I was like, how did you? Granted, I don't know whether she lured me in. And then and then my reaction was like, how did you hear that? So then she's like, oh, I got him.
Maybe it's a lip reading thing.
Mate, halfway across the oval, you are taking the piss.
Well, she can hear. Maybe she's got eagle eyes as well.
Maybe. I don't know. Did you ever also have, just on the subject of, because I feel like this story got told, there was always a handful of teachers that somehow this happened to them. Whilst they're doing the roll call, they have they're not actually on the roll. They're on a different tab. And for whatever reason, usually male teachers, their tab would be open on porn. Like just, and they'd be like, oh no, like sort of thing.
I did hear that happen a few times where
it was ridiculous.
Whether they were on the projector, now I know
Yeah,
that
the
one.
projector, nice, good.
That they would type in something when the website and their history was there, and
it's always like teacher bangs like someone.
Can you imagine if there's a Melanie in the class, like teacher bangs girl named Melanie? It's like,
so everyone's like looking at her.
How often do you reckon? Well, I guess you can't, can you? But I've always wondered if definitely year 12, because I'll say this: year 12 girls, as they're growing up, would be as sexual, at least in my experience, as sexual as they can around some of the teachers, like really making some flirty remarks or just behind their back saying like, oh my God, I would definitely fuck him, like things like that. I wonder how many like sneaky adult teachers have been like, oh my God, I would definitely try something with Jessica if she put it on me. Because we know of teachers that went to our school that went out clubbing.
Yeah.
And when they went out clubbing, they made very inappropriate comments to the girls that were their previous students.
Yeah, it was pretty
but now
risque.
But now that you think about it, if he was only 8 years older than him, and but if if they started since year 7, then that is weird.
It's pretty bad, man. It's as bad as it gets.
But I'm saying if you definitely knew them from year 7, that is fucking weird as anything. But imagine if you've just started a school and there's a year 12 girl who's 18, and then you meet them outside clubbing.
Yeah, true.
Is that bad? Would you say that's bad?
I suppose if you don't have the knowledge, then I don't know.
No, you're teaching them. They're in your math class.
You are teaching them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then,
you just graded their paper.
Bad.
They only got 50%.
I would say it's very bad.
You gave them the other 25. That would be bad, wouldn't it?
What do you mean? Yes. 100% yes. I also had just there was a teacher that was very infamous for losing his cool. Let's say. Man, I remember this is actually the same teacher who cracked the shits at me for calling UFC gay. The exact same one. Like he just there was one kid as well, like he was just complaining. Like this teacher was rambling on and on and on and on and on about like just something, and then it's like, if you don't want to be in my class, just get up and leave. We had a student, like we had like a classmate, sorry I should say, who was like, yeah, look, like this is shit. He just got up and left, and everyone's like, oh no, fucking way. Closes the door. As soon as he closed the door, the teacher's like, how dare he? Who does he think he is leaving my class? Like, I just went him and I. And the reason why he left the class is because he saw some kid, I think some kid was like doing photography. So the kid like was like, oh, I'm just going to like jump up on like this roof thing. And the teacher saw him. So he like opened up the window. He's like, hey, you can't be doing that. What are you doing? And so he like leapfrogged like the table. Like, he like ran out of the class. We're all like, what is going on? And just, that's a pretty shit story. This is classic by me. Can we also just talk, no, really quick, because all right, let's regroup. Let's bring it back so that way now I've got a good story. Do you remember, was it year 12 exams? I really hope you know where this story is going. And there was a kid.
The kid peeing?
The kid that wanted to go to the toilet.
I do remember
I love this one. I reckon now I'm going to give it, handball that one off to you. You're a bit of a better storyteller than I.
You're like, fuck, shit story by me. Classic.
I'm drawing at the strings, man. I'm out here to dry. I'm so thirsty.
As a lot of high school students would know, when you were doing your big test, whether it be fucking NAPLAN or something, God, it would be one of those ones. Or if it was in year 12 and you're doing your bigger tests, then you would always be in a massive hall, maybe a basketball stadium, something, and they all have these little desks set up. You have your drink bottle, you have your rubber, and you have a pencil. You're ready to go. All right. Where we were, it was a basketball court / little theatre, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to,
And behind the theatre was the bathroom. And to the left was the boys' bathroom. To the right was the girls' bathroom. Now, the curtains were closed on this theatre as well because this is where they do their presentation. Now that I think back, my year 7 orientation, I remember going and sitting down and watching a show where they did like a little dress up of the school clothing and did like a runway walk. like a model.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Some
And then
kid
they
had
like
like
a PE thing.
Yeah, and some kid had a cricket bat.
Yeah,
He's
and
walking.
yeah, dude, and like,
Were you there?
I was actually the one with the cricket bat. No, because I remember like they would introduce the school to you and be like, "This is what we do at our school," and like someone was like, "You're unbelievable!" Oh,
And he's walking down with a cricket bat over his shoulder.
Like, look at our PE uniform, and the kid's like. Like this. And this is what the year 12s get to wear.
Yeah, when the kid
Look
walked
at our black polishable shoes.
You're unbelievable. Yeah, when the kid walked out with the cricket bat over his shoulder, biggest smile ever, stopped and then did some like pretend swings. I remember sitting there and like, I don't want to go to this school.
I remember being like, I want to go to this school.
I want his autograph.
Dude, it's funny that you just on like the orientation. I remember going to like another school that was like nearby to obviously the one that we went to high school with.
Yeah.
And the way that they were trying to sell their thing is like they gave us like free potato cakes. They're like, our school's so much better. We give you free potato cakes. It's like, I'm gonna have to pay once I'm here though. Like,
shut up and eat
can't
a
just
potato
lure
cake.
me. Who do you think I am? I know this get up. I've seen it on TV. I'm not getting into the van with the candy. My mum told me don't to talk. Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. So yeah, in this basketball court slash theatre arena. Anyway, we're all sitting down. There's heaps of us. And as always, it is very quiet. In exam, quiet.
Dead quiet. I hated it as well. Did you ever have the issue where like you need to cough in the exam
And you don't want to because you know people will look.
everyone's gonna fucking look.
And there'd always be that one kid that would somehow drop his eraser and you'd just be like, oh,
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
And everyone would be like this. Like, genuinely like that. Oh, yeah, I've got another funny exam one after. No, and this one is actually like it's good.
No, you can't say that for now.
No, please,
you need that. You're setting yourself up
please.
for that.
All right, I could be.
Cut to your story, and I'm just like,
No. It actually cuts to your camera and just there like. Mate, we've wasted 15 minutes on your shit story.
But, so the at the hall when we were there, everyone was dead silent halfway through. It was the same getting up to go to the bathroom. You were really nervous because you knew if you get up to go to the bathroom, everybody looks at you. You hear the chair go out, and then you just see someone go. So a couple of people go to the bathroom. One girl goes to the left. She goes to the bathroom, comes back. One guy goes to the right. Goes to the bathroom, comes back. I think that's how I set it up, wasn't it?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
So anyway, so say the boys on the right, the girls on the left. This one kid gets up, and he walks pretty much straight down the middle of the basketball court, like between everyone. And obviously, you know, people are looking up. I was one of them because I didn't want to do my exam. I was bored shitless. And then I slowly see him turn left towards the girl toilets. And the minute he turned left and took one step and went in that direction, about 50 heads just all looked at each other like, wait, did you see that kid? He's
what's he doing?
He's gone, that's a girl's toilet. He's gone left. And then he goes to the left and pops behind into the girls section so now he's gone, right? So now he's out of sight.
And now David Blaney's gone.
Now everybody's doing the full head turn and you're starting to hear the giggles as well. Like, there's no fucking way. He's just, there's no exit. He's gone to the girls.
He's actually going to do it.
He's like, wait, what? And then we're all looking at each other like, what the hell? And about 10 seconds pass and then you just see these little school shoes under the curtain on stage, slowly tiptoe. And you just hear slowly these little pitter-patter as he's walking from the girls' toilets to the boys' toilets.
He realises he's fucked up.
No, I saw so many people lose it. They couldn't laugh loud, but there was...
I reckon I was one of them, man. Like, legitimately
freaked out. It was the best part of the test.
It was, man. And he just gets back and you just see it was a face of disappointment on him. He's just walking back. He's like,
oh, it's the biggest walk of shame. I think I would stay in there till the test is over.
Were you in the exam?
Snake shat on me once in school, like when they were showing animals, and I stayed outside. It was so embarrassing. Like this massive python just shat all over me, and it was this white shit. I was so embarrassed. I stayed outside. I missed the whole thing. They brought out fucking spiders, everything. The teacher came out, and she was one of those hard-ass teachers that was like,
up.
You're lost. You're going to miss out on the rest of it. Stay out here. And I'm covered in fucking snake shit. Just like, fucking am.
Were you in the exam in VC where everyone, I think, was like, wait, at a certain time, we'll all click our pens?
Oh, I've heard, there was certain types like
yeah,
this.
like, it was like, we'll all click our pens.
So childish.
It was. But it's just like, that's what you're doing in an exam. You've got to try and make it somewhat entertaining. I remember going around in the exam and everyone's like, sort of like looking at the time. It gets to that time, everyone's like, oh, we'll start clicking our pen. There's one kid and he's going around, he's like clicking it, like this, like looking around, and everyone else is like, no,
not on.
Not on. Mate, what are you doing? Like, settle down. No, and he's still like waiting for like confirmation. He's like, boys, please. Please help me.
Please join me.
Please
what
do
was
it.
that funny story you're going to tell?
So,
Yep.
Are you ready for this one?
Hit me.
Do you remember in VCE when we had actually, we weren't in VCE when this happened, but the like business stalls where like people like do like food things?
Business day, yeah.
Business day, like, and you like have like your own like you're selling snow cones. One of you people are doing tacos.
For anyone real quick, in year 10 we'd have a class. It was obviously called business, and the project was you and a couple of partners build your own kind of business. As you said, Lee said it could be tacos. I did nachos, I remember, and it's all about finding the quality of products, how much you would spend and how much you can make a profit, and you have a market day. So there's about maybe 20 people doing a market day, donuts, nachos, tacos, and yeah, it's a good day.
It was an awesome day. So this year, the year 10s of that year,
I've got a story after this, sorry.
they had, you know, the old like cream, more or less cream pie, and I don't mean it because I know you're giving me the look. You were already laughing as I said, but like the classic like whipped cream, like just bang. So they were doing that to teachers.
Yep.
Now in year 8, one of the boys had one.
He cream pie the teacher.
Yeah, funny when you say that content. But he had it and he ran out of time, so he didn't get to do it to the teacher. I had home ec for periods 5 and 6. Had no idea that this guy still had like, because he's like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. There was a kid in our class that
he's walking around with this pie that he's paid for.
Yeah, that he's paid for. There was this kid in our class that like used to get made fun of quite a lot for his last name. Hopefully you're catching on to who.
Oh,
mean.
Yeah.
Yes, this
He
person
changed it on Facebook with the line through this fucking O.
But so this kid, his friend who caught the same bus had this pie. It's before home ec, and he's just like, "Wait, man, can you just like tell him to like come over here? Like, I just want to chat to him." Oh yeah, no worries. As we're like walking into like the fucking like food tech class, he's like, "Wait, man, can you just help me out? Like, I think there's just something around the corner. Like, can you just help me out?" One of the boys around there comes around and just fucking everywhere.
Hits him in the face.
Yeah, he cracks the shit. Like tries to chase after the guy who hit him in the face. Slips over. I just fucking bang into like the deck. He's like crying and stuff. I'm dying like laughing. The teacher's like, "What's going on?" Like
It's covered in cream.
Cream all over his face, in his eye. He's like, his face is like this. He's like, "It's not funny. Leave me alone." Like, I'm dying.
Category cream pie amateur and abused.
No,
not on.
Shit.
There was, before we end it there, that reminds me of something hilarious. When I did the market day, I did it with 2 friends and we did nachos. One guy came up with the best name that we've ever had. If anyone remembers, in Australia, there was a video that went viral and it was this skateboarder with hardly any teeth, weird head, and it goes, "Neck minute." And you would have seen it a fair bit. Like, something would happen where a guy's skating normally and then it just cuts to neck minute and then he's fallen off his skateboard. So this guy's like, "How about neck minute nachos?" And we're just like, oh my fuck. It was one of those light bulb moments like, yes. So we have nachos with that guy's face plastered all over our stall. Anyway, so that guy's face is plastered over our stall. Our stall was one of the most popular by far. Like,
yeah, you
by
guys
far.
sold real quick.
People were lining up non-stop to like buy our nachos. But here's why the business class is so important. We didn't do our math. We didn't add everything up as we should have. So we ran out of salsa almost immediately.
You were definitely giving people corn chips and cheese.
So we had
maybe some sour cream.
The best way to think about it, because our nachos tasted real good, by the way. We didn't skip it because one thing I always said in this, I said, we can do cheap items, but we're not skipping out on the cheese. The cheese is... I'm a businessman.
You want some cheese?
I should go on Shark
We
Tank.
have perfect Italiano 4-cheese melt.
So
it's the best melted cheese.
And I'm like, mozzarella is the best for nachos. So we buy everything. And I remember
imagine black and gold like Dorito chips. Black and gold salsa, and you're like with the cheese, you're like...
bit of salt, eh? So we set everything up. We've got everything perfectly for our stall. We have a massive line. Everyone's buying it. And we immediately ran out of salsa because I think one of the kids was just scooping so much on, and I wasn't
too much.
I should have had my.
You're in charge of the cheese.
I should have had my eye on him because I think he was like taking like full scoops. I'm like, one scoop's enough.
He actually gives him like a jar of salsa.
Corn chips, cheese, and sour cream, and a fucking jar of salsa.
Salsa. Oh, I was just meant to give a dab. Yes, a dab. Oh, no, I've given away 30 jars.
So we're after maybe I would say 20 customers. We then are sitting there.
The business.
Mate, we're then sitting there with about 10 packets of corn chips, 10 fucking things of sour cream, and like 5 bags of cheese and no salsa. And then we go over to the other kids' stand to ask for help, and they're using pasta sauce as their... And I'm like, no wonder you fucking failed. And I'm like, I don't want any of your sauce now that I think about it.
That's so bad.
But one of the funniest things was we told everyone was sold out unless they just want nachos and cheese. And this one little redhead kid that was in year 7.
I love that you remember specifically.
Well, he went up and he's like, oh, you had nachos. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's right. We're out of plates too. So that's right. So that was the main thing because I'm sitting there. I'm like, why didn't we just give people like, you know, sour cream cheese? We ran out of plates as well.
So now you're giving them bags of corn chips, sour cream and cheese.
So
just take it.
A couple of people would just said, put
Have
your
a
hands
mystery
out.
bag.
Yeah. But there was this one kid. He's like, oh, I really want a nachos. I'm like, sorry, man. We got no. He's like, as long as if I get my own plate. And we're like, bro, if you can find your own plate, we'll happily give you some. He looks to the left on those old trash bins we used to have.
Yeah,
found one.
No, that is so fucked.
Found one paper plate
like it.
covered in a little bit of melted cheese, heaps of sour cream, and said, "There you go." And we go, "Are you serious?" Like, yeah. We pour a heap of chips. He just grabs the chips, starts using the other person's sour cream out of the bin. He does one big scoop into it, eats it, and he goes, "No, it's good." And I look at my mate, we go, "Oh."
That is so fucked.
It was disgusting.
Especially that kid's now, like he's down bad.
Bro, it was trash. It was disgusting. It was so disgusting.
He should be locked up for that.
It was fucking disgusting.
Vile.
Yeah. Oh, it was gross.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a mug. And then, the year before that, before we go, I heard there was a massive drama because the students who won last year, they did no work the entire year. And then on the day of market day, they just jumped on over to Donut King, bought like a massive batch of donuts and just sold donuts and they made bank. And
That's genius.
They made the most money out of everyone. And they're like, where's your your market plan and everything? And they're like, and they pocketed half the cash too.
Oh,
and they still won.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that's a fair effort.
Business.
But
guys, that was Morokaii with 2 eyes. Thank you so much for listening. And last thing I'll say before I go, now that we recount these teachers getting angry and losing the plot, I think if I was a teacher, I would do the exact same thing.
Oh, well,
if something was going on outside of work, maybe a divorce, maybe anything, and then some little fucking shit's trying to be a smartass in front of Debbie Turner, I'm going to get fucking furious and want to end that little shit's life.
You're pretty spot on. So, as you said, I was just thinking of like Frenchie that time that he was a teacher and that kid was playing the penis game. Yeah. He just like cracked it at the kid. No wonder the teachers genuinely got so angry though. Like really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Imagine that Friday afternoon, period 6, you got some smart ass kid and you're like, mate, it's the fucking week. If you just shut the fuck up for legitimately like 15 minutes, you're home. You do whatever the fuck you want.
None of them ever had good cars too, and you're just trying to pay your mortgage. Like, next video, I'll tell you. Do you remember the trend stealing hubcaps? Not hubcaps, the little.
Yes.
What are they called?
Oh my god. Yeah,
Let's
the
talk about
tire
that.
valves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that. I
Why
can't
was
think
that
of
a trend?
capping.
We used to cap. That's
Capping.
right, capping. We would go and steal teachers and just people in general the caps off their tires.
Cap, yeah. Oh fuck, I remember that.
What a fucking dumb trend. Who started that?
on your bike, man. It looks sick.
Anyway, guys, that's Morokaii with 2 eyes. Thanks for listening.